Hi, I'm Jake. I make RPG supplements and videos about Pathfinder 2, or PF 2. I love Pathfinder 2. And they just keep coming out with new stuff. Alright, so this is another Shining Kingdoms video. I'm going over the Ulfen Guard today. Ulfen are like Vikings-ish. I see a lot of like animism. Yeah, animism hints in their lore as well. And they usually have something to do with like polar bears or just bears. So I'll read you the lore first, and then I'll go over each of the feats. I love new archetypes. Alright, so this is in Shining Kingdoms under Taldor options. Ulfen Guard. Founded by Hyrote the First in 3129 AR. The Ulfen Guard is loyal to the Primogen Crown only, a promise upheld by a member's dedication to their principles. Other than being responsible for the Grand Princess's safety, Ulfen Guards also occasionally take on missions, open and secretive, on the Grand Princess's orders. Additional feats are at 4th level Reactive Striker, 8th Guardian's Deflection, and Shield Warden. Sorry. So the Ulfen Guard dedication is for level 2. It's uncommon archetype dedication. The prerequisites, anybody can take this. You just have to be a member of the Ulfen Guard and trained in athletics and intimidation. That doesn't mean that you have to have like any fighting ability to start with. It's just skills and affiliation. This allows you to make anybody into a tank for your friends. I know tank is a big claim. It makes you tanky. Let's say that. Tankish. You're a tank a lot. Access at least one of your parents is Ulfen. That just removes the uncommon trait. Central to your Ulfen Guard training is the ability to protect an ally. You gain the additional lore skill feat for warfare lore. I'm glad they wrote it that way. I love the additional lore skill feat. If you were already trained in warfare lore, you also become trained in a lore of your choice. You gain the Designate Ally action. It's anathema for you to abandon your designated ally or allow your designated ally to die when you can prevent it. If you violate this anathema, you lose the ability to designate ally and any feats that use this ability until you spend 1 day of downtime reaffirming your dedication to your allies. So the Designate Ally action. 1 action. Choose an ally you can see who becomes your designated ally. For the next minute, whenever your designated ally is adjacent to you and you're conscious, they gain a +2 circumstance bonus to AC and reflex saving throws. You are their shield. You can have only 1 designated ally at a time, and if you designate a new ally, the previous ally loses any benefits. For just the dedication, awesome! It's fucking awesome! Alright, so 4th level. Defender's Grit. A prerequisite, this dedication, obviously. You can't protect anyone if you're dead. You gain the Die Hard General feat. If you start your turn adjacent to your designated ally, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to half your level that lasts until the beginning of your next turn. You just keep getting temporary hit points for a 4th rank feat. Or 4th level feat. I love this archetype. Alright, Guard's Fury. Next 4th level feat. And I love that there are options for the 4th level feat. You don't have to take just a shit option. There's something else you can do. And you can more quickly archetype out of it because there are more lower level feats. Alright, so Guard's Fury. Prerequisites, you can't already use the Rage action, which is interesting because this archetype could be taken by a barbarian, but this feat can't. Some Ulfen Guards tap into a well of fury to protect their charges. You can use the Rage action. While raging, you take a -1 penalty to AC. If you're adjacent to your designated ally while raging, increase the additional damage from rage from 2 to 4. You gain like a little raginess. You're a ragelet. Alright, next feat, level 6, Guarded Mind. It's a free action. It has the traits Archetype and Fortune. Frequency once per 10 minutes. Trigger, you fail a saving throw against an effect that has the mental trait. When your enemies try to turn your mind against you, thoughts of your anathema bolster you. You can reroll the triggering saving throw with a +2 circumstance bonus, but you must use the new result even if it's worse. This is amazingly perfect for someone who's trying to guard other people. Because if you get affected with the Confusion spell or something similar, you could be havoc on the battlefield for your allies. It's just great that it's an option. Not everybody will take it, but it's a really useful option. Next, level 6 feat. Wounded Party. It's a reaction. Trigger, you or your designated ally takes damage and you're capable of entering a rage. Harm to either you or your allies awakens your fury. You rage. I think the name of this is stupid, but the ability is great. Because rage. Because raging gives hit points and bonuses to damage. It's a reaction. It's great. Next feat, level 8. Tight Follower. It's a reaction. Trigger, your designated ally moves and ends that movement more than 10 feet from you. You keep up as a protector. Stride up to your speed closer to your designated ally. Your movement must end within 10 feet of your designated ally. Hell yes. This is great for any tank who wants to be tankier. Last feat, level 10. Protective Strike. Reaction. Trigger, a creature moves adjacent to or attempts a melee strike against your designated ally. You keep harm at bay. Make a melee strike against the triggering creature. On a critical success, you interrupt the triggering action. That's just if a creature moves adjacent to or attempts a melee strike against your designated ally. Fuck yes! You can just protect them with your spear, because you're probably doing reach weapon with this. And remember, you also have access to Reactive Striker and Guardian's Deflection and Shield Warden through this archetype. I did not expect, ever, to get an archetype that you can just apply to someone and it immediately makes them more tanky. I mean for their allies, not just like you wear bigger armor, you can have a shield. This is awesome. And you don't even have to have like high charisma or strength for a multi-class archetype. You just have to have athletics, intimidation, and be a member of the Ulfen Guard. I think that kind of means that you have to be Ulfen or like somehow adopted into the Ulfen Guard family. But this is amazing. This is my favorite archetype from this book. You could probably tell. I will be going over other archetypes, but that's all I have for you today. So I appreciate you being here and thank you for supporting this channel in any way you do. My patrons, I appreciate you, and liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all of that really helps. So thank you for making this channel what it is, and thank you for being here. If you want to see more coverage of Shining Kingdoms, it's here. If you want to see my build playlist, it's right here. I will see you there. Thanks.
It's a